Welcome to this edition of the Audio Spotlight. I'm Tyler Rowland. It's good to be back with you here on October 21st. And with me is a special guest from Rock Hill High School, somebody who just this week set the all-time leading rushing record for the school. Rock Hill, who hired Tony Love this season and is off to an incredible run right now as they're looking to try to secure a home playoff game. And with me is Anthony Stamper of the Rock Hill Redmen. And Anthony, it's good to see you here. And when you found out that you were the all-time leading rusher at Rock Hill, what went through your mind?
I mean, there was a lot of emotions that went through there. It was something different because it was right after the play that they ended up nestling over the intercom.
And how do you describe your journey at Rock Hill as a player?
It's been fun. This year's definitely been the hardest. We put in a lot of work fighting.
This season, one of the major changes was hiring Coach Love. And as somebody who played under him when he was the defensive coordinator at Ashland, I can tell you he's going to raise the bar a notch or two. Talk about how you were able to adapt to the different expectations.
It was rough at first. I mean, you go from running just one or two plays all night long, and then you go to trying to learn 20 plays in just a short period of time. And it was just definitely challenging.
What about the off season? I know the weight room is something he's heavily emphasized over his career. Was that a major change for you?
We started lifting from back in March. Everybody's coming in. We didn't used to start until right there before the season. So we definitely put a lot more work in.
What is an area you would say you've improved this season?
Definitely on the lifting side and just been more explosive and everything from that.
Let's talk a little bit about the Rock Hill fan base. They've always been electric, but I feel like this season they've taken it to another level. And just their involvement, and it's just so cool to see. It feels like a sleeping giant has been woke up. And talk about your experience with the fan base and what that means to you.
It feels good to come out and see everybody in the stands and see how many people you really got out there. Definitely a different atmosphere than last year.
You guys picked up a good win this week over Chesapeake. You started out great this year. I mean, you're having a historic season at Rock Hill as a team, and talk about that and just what it's meant to you to have that happen, especially in your senior season.
It was crazy. Like there was a lot of emotions in that game. I mean, senior night, and then knowing that I'm that close to that record, and then actually at the end of the game when they're saying all this and that, they come running out saying you just broke the rushing touchdowns in the season too.
What is something about the school that you like in particular? And this doesn't have to necessarily be football related, but something in general pertaining to Rock Hill High School.
Everything's great there. All the teachers, everybody there. I mean, they're all there for you. That's for sure. You can always depend on them if you need something.
As a player, what would you say your biggest obstacle was that you had to overcome?
Definitely losing our buddy. That was hard on us. Trying to drop this back a little bit. Everybody was, but we made it for him this year, and I think we did really good. And we just got to keep on pushing on. That was definitely a rough spot for the whole team.
Well, my deepest empathy to your program on the loss of Chase. That has to be something difficult for any age, and especially for somebody of high school age. And when it comes to memorializing Chase and his life, what is a funny memory or a cool memory you have that stands out with him? And also, what is something from him in his life that people can take and learn and apply to theirs?
I mean, we was always doing something. There's a lot of things that stand out. He always cared. I remember one time we was all goofing around, and we was just all boxing and everything. We only had one glove for each hand, and they just put the left ones on, and we all just messed around, being boys. And he accidentally got him with his right hand. Man, he felt so bad. I mean, that's just what kind of person he was. He threw off the gloves, sat there and apologized. And I mean, it was just, you knew he cared. He was always there. Even if it was something that he did, he always cared.
Seemed like he was an honorable young man.
Definitely was. I mean, he was going and working all day long, and then coming to practice to provide for his little girl. And he would come to practice right after that and practice with us, and he was doing logging. That ain't easy.
So he went to school, and then he went to practice, and then he went to work as well? Wow.
Oh, yeah. He'd work all day and come to practice.
Wow, that is a lot to take on. And Anthony, when it comes to your legacy with Rock Hill, when people look back on that, what will you want people to remember about you and your legacy at Rock Hill?
I mean, I hope they look back and can see what all I did and everything, but at the same time, I hope they look back and see what everybody did. I mean, it's 11 guys out there. I thank them all for everything. I mean, line, definitely. I don't get there. I mean, it's all for them, too.
Yeah, let's talk about your line and your senior class as a whole. What is something that people can learn from your class, just giving the unique circumstances that you've gone through? I mean, you've gone through 3 seasons, and now you end your senior year under a new coach, but have come a long way over the course of your careers.
I mean, you got to put the work in. You can't just take it off and expect it to be given to you. You definitely got to work for it. There to get it, you just, like I said, you got to put in the work. You can't just sit there and think that something's going to come to you without putting in the work. Because at the end of the day, it don't. We put in a lot of that.
Yeah, and to get to know you better, Anthony, what would be on the side one of the hobbies that you have?
I like hunting, I like fishing, I like riding, just stuff like that.
And who are your favorite college and NFL teams?
I like the Buckeyes and the Cincinnati Bengals.
And Anthony, what's a cool fact about yourself? Something that not a lot of people know.
A lot of people probably don't know that I got coon dogs and rabbit dogs and things like that. I mean, it's all the time we're doing something. Throughout the day, we run rabbit dogs, go hunt rabbits and everything, and then we feel the motion at night, we'll go coon hunting.
Last question for you, Anthony. Are there any shout-outs you'd like to give?
I like to shout out definitely all the coaches that have helped us do this and all the players that have been there since day one with us and put in all that work because it's starting to show. We just got to keep digging and see what we can do with Cold Grove, and then hopefully head into playoffs and go all the way.
That's something good to see. Rock Hill in contention this season to hold a home playoff game, and we certainly wish them the very best in that pursuit. And I want to say thank you for tuning in today and listening to this audio interview with Anthony Stamper. God bless you, and we will see you soon.